What's up, y'all? We're about to take a look at this Veto Pro Pac Pac MCT. This is the blackout, so it's got the panels that swap out. Basic, I got the regular panels in there, but I just switched over my stuff from my Pac MC to this MCT. I've had a lot of people ask me to see this bag, so I got one, I set it up, I moved all my stuff over, and I'm excited to show you guys how it fits because I really like the way this bag functions a lot. I always have a backpack with me anyway, so I wanted to switch it over to something that wasn't a backpack, and this is what I landed on. I like this bag here a lot. It's my panel work bag. It's the bag that I use for all my hot work, all that type of stuff. So I got a couple things in here too that if you've been around the channel, these haven't been here. I actually just got a hold of these. I've been loving them so far. So definitely some unique stuff. So stick around and let me know what your favorite Veto Pro Pac bag is so far, what you like to use and what you have in it. Now, remember all of this stuff, I'm gonna have links in the description. So if you're looking for something, head down, use my links. Guys, I don't make much money off of this channel, but the only money that I really do make is from affiliate links. Nobody is sponsoring this video. Nobody's paying me. This is the stuff that I like, which is why it's in this bag. It's why I use it. First and foremost, we'll go around the outside of the bag. So it comes with this strap here, which is the one that I use. It's a pretty comfortable strap. It's all black, obviously, just like the rest of the bag. It does what it needs to. We've got the fantastic zippers, right? You guys know how fantastic those zippers are. The top of the bag is this handle here, which this handle is one of the reasons why I love Veto so much. Super sturdy. It's a great handle. It looks super professional. It's got the D-rings on the front. These are smaller D-rings. And then it's got this pocket here. Velcro. I keep some AAA batteries in here for my meter, my hot sticks, all that stuff. They all take AAA, so I keep some AAA batteries in there. That's the biggest pocket on the outside. It's also got this little zip pocket here, which there's like no room in there. You can fit some wire nuts or some screws or something. So we'll go ahead and zip that up, turn it to the side. We've got the big D-ring on this side. This is what you attach your sling to. That's just what they do. Then we've got screwdriver holders on the outside, a tape holder. I don't put anything in these. I find that I just sling it around and it gets lost. Same thing on the other side with two smaller pockets on this side instead of just one. So that's nice. And then the large screwdriver pocket, tape clip, little D-ring underneath. But there is not another D-ring, a small D-ring on the other side. There's the tape clip instead. And then on the back side here, it's got just two of the zip pockets. These are so tight. I'm not even gonna try to smash my fingers down there. I don't have anything in these right now at all. They're empty. They're just so tight. I don't love to keep little knickknacks in there and stuff. So we'll go ahead and head into the front here. I've got this bag set up a little bit differently. This is what would be considered the meter side, but I've got my hand tools in there and I really like the way that it's set up. So go ahead and open it up and boom. So as you guys can see, a lot of different colors going on, a lot of different stuff. We'll go through the smaller pouches first. It's got two pockets. This side does not have one of the loops for you to attach to the top here. I'll show you guys what I mean if you're not sure on the other side. But for those of you who know, there is not one. There is a pocket here that goes all the way down to this base level. You can't see it through this. This is a separate pocket. I keep some wire marker books in here, and that's it for this top pocket. Middle pocket, got some ins and outs, some odds and ends, whatever you want to call them. This is the Apex insulated bit driver. I think I picked it up from Lowe's. Can't remember, but I've got that in there. Every now and then I use it, not super often. I don't like to use my Impact on insulated stuff. I don't trust it. It's got a battery on it. I don't like it. That's what all there is to it. We've got all of these screwdrivers here. These are a pretty cool little item that I just picked up. This is from Fessa. There's some pretty awesome screwdrivers and there's a couple things that I like about them. For one, this is a harder red. It's got a lot of texture to it, a lot of grip. I like the way that it's shaped, very ergonomic. I like the colors especially too. It's got the hole right there so you can hang it from a screw or from whatever you like to hang it from. But it fits in my hand very nicely. And it's got the thin shaft on there so it actually can fit into the smaller breakers, all that stuff. So all of their screwdrivers have this thinner blade on them, which I really like a lot. They also fit screws very well. I've used this now a couple times. in panels and stuff like that, and it's been fantastic. It's a good screwdriver, and I like that they're the thin shafts. Very affordable set, especially for what it is. It's got the flat sides up here too, so it can stop from rolling, at least very far, which is cool that they thought about that. This is a number 2 Phillips. I've got a really small tweaker here. This is a 3.5. There's some breakers, some smaller breakers that take this size of flathead, but it's also got the thin shaft on it. Ergonomic handle, it's a little bit smaller. Got a flathead here, just a normal size flathead. It's a 5.5 millimeter, which is what I commonly carry for my small flathead. Got a number 1 Phillips. Got a larger flathead here for panel screws and larger breakers and stuff like that. Just a little bit bigger of a flathead. I really like the way their flatheads are shaped too. The way that comes to a curve. There's not much extra. It fits these flatheads really, really well. That is the larger of the flatheads. And then on this side, we've got a T20 and a T25 Torx screwdrivers with the insulated head. I find some ground bars usually have, not usually, some of them in this area have Torx for a couple facilities that I work in. So it's nice to have those. Then we'll go on to these Wera screwdrivers here. The one thing that the Fessa doesn't have is the squares in the set that I got. So I have a number 1 and a number 2 square from Wera. These obviously are awesome drivers. They don't have the thin shafts because I haven't bought thin shafted Wera drivers yet. And on to the pliers. These are all from Weha. I really like this set of pliers. It's always been my dedicated insulated set. These are my needle nose. They're from Weha. Handles are super ergonomic. The cut is fantastic. Obviously the handles, this goes for all of them. They're just ergonomic. They always come loose, right? You don't have to break them in. There's not a long break-in period. And the finish is great. They've had no issues with rusting. They cut super well. Needle nose are needle nose. These right here are their diagonal cutters. The handles are just incredibly ergonomic. They cut super well. They're 8-inch pair of diagonal cutters. The finish on them is great. These are not angled. These are the straight pair. I like a straight pair for stuff like this if it's hot work. I've got a pair of their channel lock style of pliers, their pump pliers. They have this push button here, so in order to set the distance, you just set it here, which the only reason I ever use these as insulated pump pliers is because of if I'm putting a lock nut on a piece of pipe that's going directly into a panel that's live or something like that, I like to keep a pair of these. They do twist and turn very nicely. The teeth are excellent. They're very, very strong. The finish on these is just as wonderful. The handles are ergonomic and comfortable. Next, I've got these babies here. These are my favorite pair of shears. They're from Weha. They cut like nobody's business. They have these steps in them, and it just makes it easy to cut. They come super loose. They're a shear, obviously. They are phenomenal. They're an 8-inch pair of shears, but I really like this set right here. I talk about these a lot because I like these a lot. All right, you guys, check these out if you haven't. If you're looking for a nice pair of shears, these things are phenomenal. I'll leave the link in the description because they're hard to find. If you look up Weha shears, you don't find them. I don't know why they're not popular, a lot more popular than they are, because they're phenomenal. And then last but not least, we have these Weha linemen. These things right here are phenomenal. The head on them is very large. I think this is a 9 or 9.5 inch pair. Definitely a lot longer than the diagonal cutters, but the head on them is strong. They cut phenomenally. They are just an absolute beast of a hammer, aka a pair of linemen. Definitely enjoy using these quite a bit. The grip on them is phenomenal. They've actually got a little cutout here too, so you can get a little bit of extra grip if you're using them as a hammer. Just some extra stippling in there, but I like that a lot. This is the Blackout, so this panel does pop out. If I pull this up, I can actually pull this out. I'm not going to pull it all the way out but you can pull it all the way out and you can exchange the panels, or you can put this panel, you can hang it up by these hooks over here, the D-rings that go through, if you want to, on the edge of your cart, or if you want to change it out for a different set with a different set of tools in it, you're able to before you go out of the van. One thing I did forget to talk about, if you're not familiar with the Veto Pro Pack, this bottom, it's the reason why Veto is Veto. This is a hard plastic. It doesn't tip over. You guys, it's steady, it's sturdy. Even with all these tools being on one side right now and it not having a ton of weight, it's just a sturdy setup, a sturdy bag. This bottom is one of the main reasons why Veto is what they are, the beast of a company. So we'll go ahead and get into this section now. And this section is the one that has this actual rope that won't allow this to slide down. Now, the reason why I have it on this side, okay, is because I've got a lot of different stuff in this. I've got a lot of different pieces and bits. So I wanted to protect those. I wanted to make sure it wasn't just tipping over. We'll go ahead and go run through these. Actually, I'm not going to run you through all of them. I just have some different sockets, some deep well sockets, 9/16, 7/16, and 1/2 inch. And then I've also got some longer Allen keys that fit on these different pieces back here, as well as some shorter ones as well. And the reason why is because I've got both of these sets. These are super cool, okay? I've got this set here from Fessa. This is an insulated ratchet. You guys might be saying that's so overkill. Now, the reason why I like to have an insulated ratchet and an insulated T-handle is because when you get on service calls, if you've got panels and stuff that are arcing, you end up having to tighten some of their neutrals, some of the lugs sometimes. So it's really obviously not something you want to do without an insulated set, and it's not always possible to turn everything off. So it's much, much safer to just have an insulated set than it is to risk it or to tape it or do whatever you want to do. But this is what I like to do, and this is a very heavy duty 1/2 inch set from Fessa. It's got a lightning bolt on the back here, which is cool. But if you push it, it just pushes this through. The ball obviously pops over so you don't get anything stuck on there. This is a very, very cool insulated ratchet set here from Fessa, which I really like a lot of their stuff. It's been pretty cool to get a hold of and to use. I've also got this T-handle here that takes the same thing. So if I don't want to use my ratchet, if I want to use the T-handle, I can. This is a softer rubber, which I like their stuff a lot, you guys. And then I've also got one extension from them as well. This is their extension that is also insulated. All of it, of course, insulated. Pretty cool right there. All right, we've pushed that down so we can actually get a good look at the rest of this. I've got a Fluke voltage detector here. It's just a small guy. It's got a light on it. I like to have this if I'm crawling around or something. It just clips on my hat. It can just clip on a wall, whatever, and then it acts as a light and a small voltage detector, which I don't really use very often, but it's just nice to have in there. I've got these strippers from Ideal. They're their NM cable strippers. They strip 12 and 14/2, which is nice because if you're doing a lot of it, it's nice to just have this instead of having to cut them all out. It's nice and clean in your panel, so that's cool. And then here I've got the Fluke 323. This is my favorite meter to use. It's a clamp meter. It does DC and AC, which is nice because I frequently do both. Obviously, you can check the ohms and the amperage. So yeah, it's a great little meter. It's my favorite meter to use. Super simple, super easy, and it comes with these leads right here. They're all sitting in there. But yeah, it does everything that it needs to do. Obviously, you want to check the ampacity on stuff. Usually, you want to see if there's problems. If you're troubleshooting, you got to check stuff out. So that's one of the ways that I do it right there is with this 323. This is my baby. I don't go anywhere without it. And then one thing I forgot to mention, I do have some odds and ins and outs and whatnot. I've got some bits here from Wera. I think I've got a 3/8 drill bit in here that goes into impact. Not a ton of purpose behind this pocket here. I think I have 2 wire nuts in here, stuff like that. Nothing major that I have planned out super well, but it is just what I have in there right now. That is my oh shoot pocket. And yeah, but some pretty cool stuff here. I do like this bag a lot. I like the way it's set up. I understand now why so many people have been asking to see this bag. I really, really like this bag a lot. It's got a lot of features. It's the perfect size. It's the perfect capacity to carry enough tools to get everything you need done, but not be so heavy. I like it. I like it as a support bag, especially with a strap. It's not a backpack. I love my backpacks, but I like this one here a lot. So I'm super, super thankful. I love everything from Veto Pro Pack. If you want to see the pouch that I carry with this bag, go ahead, head up to this video. But remember, you guys, it's all for his glory, and I see you guys on the next one.